Happy Saturday! It is the Saturday of, we have a long weekend this weekend. It is the family day weekend. So I'm off Monday. It was an interesting week. This is the week we went back to face-to-face. So having the kids having to readapt to that, having to readapt to it myself was interesting. Then we also got some news about March break and how it's not cancelled, but it's postponed. So that kind of, it was a pretty big blow on Thursday afternoon. So everyone's still kind of reeling from that because we're trying to figure out what that means and what that's going to look like. So last couple of days have been interesting. So yesterday coming home from work, I collapsed on the couch. We had McDonald's. And then I watched YouTube all night and just laid on the couch and it felt great. But I'm ready to be productive. I'm going to do a little bit of work each morning because I'm actually the most productive in the morning with stuff. Otherwise I just like delay and delay and delay. So I've been wanting to do some filming, but I just have a really hard time when I come home at night to want to film because I'm just so tired, and then it's dark, and then if I'm having to, you know, prep things, it just ends up being later. So I wanted to do a lot of filming over the next couple of days. I'm just about to make an IKEA order. We're going to get the Calyx unit for Scott for his side of the closet. So we're going to end up redoing the closet tomorrow just because there's curbside pickup today, but my dad is coming for dinner tonight and it's kind of around the time that we're going to have him over, so there's no point. We also need to borrow his car because the Calyx definitely won't fit in the Jeep, and I don't think it'll fit in my car either. Like it might, but it would be kind of a tight fit. My dad with PT Cruiser being hatchback, it's just easy to toss it in there. So we'll do some more of the closet, which I'm actually really excited for. It means getting rid of the drawers from the closet but moving them downstairs somewhere, so I do need to find some space for them. Just gonna there. And then Scott currently has 3 of the cubbies in my Calyx unit, which I'm not going to show you because I have laundry and stuff everywhere. Again, story of my life. Yeah, so I'm going to regain those 3, which will probably take 3 out of the 4 of the drawers I have in there, so I'll only need like 1, maybe 2 of the cubby spaces in his. I don't think we're going to be doing bins for any parts of Scott's. Maybe, well, just for like socks and maybe underwear, like boxers and stuff, but everything else will just be folded nicely. We're going to Jimmy rig a divider because $15 for a divider is just not something we're here for. We have a whole bunch of scrap wood from the benches, and so we're just gonna probably make one of our own and see if we even need it. And yeah, that's excuse me, where we start. I choked on Fruit Loops earlier, so now my throat's all scratched because I swallowed rough Fruit Loops. I didn't vlog last weekend because it was the weekend before going back into work and I was a little bit on edge. So we went to the cottage and just kind of existed. I did go snowmobiling for the first time as a driver. I've been on a snowmobile a couple times, but I actually drove the snowmobile, which I was really, really nervous at first, but it was actually really fun and you get used to it really quickly. I remember when I first learned to ride or drive the Sea-Doos, I was very, very nervous. I'd only ever go as a passenger with Scott, and then I started going, and this is before I actually like had my car and drove my car. So the summer after I had my car, Sea-Dooing was like no big deal because I've been driving an actual vehicle, so like feeling the machinery didn't feel as nerve-wracking. But snowmobiles are a little more intimidating, and also because like on a Sea-Doo, you fall off, you hit water. Snowmobile, you're not attached to it, so like there's a pull key for a Sea-Doo, so if you fling off of it, it'll stop, so it doesn't, you know, continue on until you never see it again. Snowmobile, not so much, and also it's a beast, and it crunches things. But anyways, it was good. But yeah, last weekend was just kind of nothing exciting, so I wasn't in the headspace to vlog. I didn't want to look like a downer, so I didn't. But I also didn't get to film all the things I wanted to this week for aforementioned reasons. So that is a very long preamble. I apologize. I'm going to get some work done and then do my regular weekly tidy up. This is what happens when you decide to film a quick reel on festive lipsticks for tomorrow. And I'm not obviously using all of these, but I now have a spread to try it. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 lipsticks and one very dirty wipe later. Very messy face. Even my fingertips are kind of stained. My lips are burning just a little bit, so every time I have a sip of my drink, they tingle. So now to editing and hoping that this looks relatively decent. I want to try to do more reels, but I get stuck in my head and then I never get around to them. So we're just going to try it, throw it out there. Hello, it's been a while since I've checked in. Was filming a little bit of a reel, which I realize is going to kind of be too late, so I'm still doing it because it was fun. But it's going to be a, like, Instagram versus reality at-home Valentine's Day. So I've just glammed up for the after shots, and I'm going to go film them or shoot them downstairs. But I'm just kind of finding all the bits and pieces of things that I need going down there, and then Scott and I are going to have a late lunch. We couldn't decide whether we wanted like a pasta or a steak for dinner tonight, for Valentine's Day dinner. So we decided that we would do a mini like tortellini lunch and then a later steak meal. So very excited for that. So as soon as I finish this, we're gonna basically break for lunch. I feel like there's something else I was gonna say. All right, really late lunch. It's 20 to 4, and this is some Italian sausage capelletti, I think is what it was. So letting it cool, because Scott just took a big bite and said that it was very, very hot. So cooling that down, and then, of course, more tea, because is life complete without tea? And I think I'm in my final form for today. There'll be no more changing. There'll be no more filming. Sorry about that. Dad called. I think I mentioned earlier that he's lending us his waffle plates on his grill. He just said he's happening to go out, so he's going to drop them off. Don't mind the background. I had to, well, we moved that over for my dad yesterday, and it was in my way for filming, so it was perfect there. But now it's not perfect here, but just numbing away. It's pretty tasty. The last ones we had weren't capelletti or whatever I said. They were more like tortellinis or like mini raviolis. I don't know. Scott and I actually looked up all the different types of pastas recently because we were curious like what the difference was other than like size. Sometimes it's size, sometimes it's shape. So anyways, I digress. These ones are okay. I don't like the meat innards filling as much. The ones we had before, I feel like I'm now very blurry, but anyways, the ones we had before were sun-dried tomato and cheese and or pesto, and we put a pesto sauce on them, so that was quite tasty. So I prefer that to this, but still good. Still numbable. Yeah, I'm like loving the fact that I have another day off tomorrow. So I'm kind of feeling like I'm living my best life right now. Feeling inspired to like do stuff. Was gonna buy the Calyx unit, missed our chance. So I was going to order it and do pickup for like 9 or 10 a.m. this morning. And then I kept forgetting to go back and actually like follow through the purchase because Scott and I were deciding a few different things. And then lost all opportunity of getting anything for today or even tomorrow. Although I wasn't sure they were going to do stuff tomorrow, but they had at-home delivery for tomorrow as well. And they did have pickup, and now the earliest pickup is Tuesday. So I'm like, well, gotta wait and see. Figure that one out. And it's probably for the better because I have to move the drawer system out of the closet, but I need to put it somewhere, and we don't really have space in the basement at the moment. So I may go spend a little bit of time in the basement. Made some progress a few weeks ago, even though it was funny because I said to Scott, I'm like, come see my progress, even though you probably won't notice any progress just because it looks like I've just shifted things from one spot to the other. Meanwhile, I've like emptied and dumped and purged. So we just need to do a little organizing to get this drawer unit down there so it's not damaged. Because we still want to use it in the future. Like it'd be a great piece for like I say a nursery because it would hold baby clothes. But any clothes storage in a bedroom, or even if we have a guest room in a new house, like a permanent guest room versus it being just like a multi-purpose room, then it could be something that people could use when that's a thing again. But yeah, so probably for the better that I didn't have it. But again, I'd move faster at doing it if I knew that I was getting a Calyx unit. So to be determined, to be continued. So I spontaneously cleaned my office. I was over with my bracelets and stuff, and I was kind of decluttering things that I just knew I wasn't going to wear anymore or just shouldn't have anymore. And then I just kept going, and now my office is so clean. It makes me so happy. So happy. And I just need to maintain it. Story of my life. But the rest of the house is a bomb site. But you know what? At least my little safe haven is tidy. And Scott and I have not had really much of a Valentine's Day, just because I think for both of us, like, we knew that we were both off tomorrow. So I think tomorrow is going to be more than Valentine's Day for us. So we had all these plans for like a nice steak dinner. We were going to watch shows. We were going to catch up on Snowpiercer. And then we're doing our own thing, and we were quite content with that. So I think we're going to hang out in a few minutes. It's almost 9 o'clock. So he's finishing up his game, or at least for now. And I think we're going to go downstairs and watch something. I don't know what. Maybe we kind of want to watch an Indiana Jones. It's been a while, so maybe we'll do that. But I am just going to get a little bit planned on my Asana boards, I guess you'd say, or just on Asana, and get some things organized. And yeah, feeling pretty good. It does feel kind of weird to remind myself that I'm not going to work tomorrow. I don't feel like it's been a Sunday. I feel like it's been a second Saturday, but like, I'm not mad about it. So Scott and I tried to have waffles for breakfast on Valentine's Day, and it supremely backfired. So I borrowed my waffle iron press grill plates from my dad, and we decided to have that and some bacon. The end result was animated slightly with Scott, and apparently I have no other footage between that and dinners. Alright, you guys, so I feel like I didn't really vlog as much as I wanted to this weekend. So as I said, it's a long weekend, and I basically took this time to just chill out. Scott and I both did some recharging, didn't really follow through with any of the plans that we thought we were going to do, but it actually was totally fine. We both really enjoyed having our own time, and then we watched Indiana Jones last night, watched the first one. So I'm feeling much better after this weekend. There was a lot of uncertainty over the last couple of weeks with work, and I'm kind of working through those and just learning to go with the flow, which is something that I struggle with. I do like to know what's going on and have a handle on that, because it just takes me a long time to kind of gain control of anything. What else? I kind of already filmed this part, but I lost the footage on my camera. I'm basically working towards new routines. So I think I know I mentioned it in a blog post. I'm not sure if I've really mentioned it on my channel, but I've come to the realization, although not formally diagnosed, that I want to say most likely have like ADD, not really ADHD, but I know some people kind of just clump those together all the time. So however you'd like to phrase it. I've worked with several students over the last few years who have had ADD or ADHD in different capacities, and I've kind of noticed a lot of myself in some of them. Obviously ADHD and ADD are very personal. They're tailored really for the individual. Nothing's ever the same and displays the exact same in everybody. So it kind of took me a long time to have that realization, and I'm just not in a position right now to get a formal diagnosis. So I'm just going to kind of carry on with my life, telling myself that I do in fact have it, because I know that strategies will help me do more of what I want to do. I've always told myself that, like, you know, time management just wasn't my thing, and prioritizing wasn't my thing, and I gotta work through it. And I realized that there may have been something else kind of hindering me, and I don't want to use it as a crutch. I don't need anyone coming out and screaming at me about that, but I do, reflecting on it and doing a lot of reading into it, it really put things in place. So I'm working towards helping myself, basically. I just finished watching a video by someone on YouTube named Amy. I don't know her last name. I can't even begin to start. I know her with an S, but it's Good Morning, Good Life. Something like that is kind of her catchphrase. And I watched her 4:30 a.m. morning routine. And it was eye-opening. And she was not advocating that it's for everybody, and I struggle immensely in the wintertime to wake up. I am more of a morning person now because of Scott. He used to be at work before 6 back in the day. And over the years, like, I've slowly become more of a morning person, less of a night owl. Although when I'm on holidays and stuff, and I will end up staying late and won't even bat an eyelash, but my body tries to wake me up early, so we get into a bit of an issue there. But I was contemplating trying, even for like a week, to wake up just a little bit earlier. So I'll have alarms set anywhere between 6 and 6:30. I like to be out of my house by 7, ideally actually before 7, but usually I'm out the door by 7:15. That's usually like my latest. If it's any later than that, then I've slept through everything and something's happened. But I do kind of wonder if I start to get up a little bit earlier, maybe like 5:30. I would like to say 5. That's just really dreaming, because I don't think that's really something that I can do. But I wanted to kind of try some sort of early morning so I can do some mindfulness, kind of think about how I'm going to do the day, go about my day, do my Duolingo for French, and just do those little things. They're going to make me feel more accomplished. I am trying to set some boundaries for doing work. If you're not a teacher, you might not get this, but like our job doesn't end when our contract hours end. I'm constantly doing stuff for work. There's always something to be done, something else to look at, discover, create, etc. So I'm trying to build some boundaries so that I'm not doing that all the time. Because like I'll come home from work and I'll be tired, and then Scott and I will have dinner, and then I'll say that I'm going to do some work, and then because I'm not really focused on what I'm actually trying to do, I don't have goals for what I'm trying to do, I end up wasting a bunch of time. So I'm going to do 2 late days this week for work, but I'm setting myself some goals and expectations for them so that I can be productive. And if I'm no longer productive, I'm just going to cut it and move on. And the other thing I'm going to try and do this week is work towards being tech-free by 9 o'clock. So as I recorded this the first time, it was about 9:15, and now I'm recording it and it's 9:10. But the idea is somewhere between 9 and 9:30, ideally, closer to 9, and get off my phone, get off my computer, get off anything that's tech-related, and either do some bullet journaling, do some book reading, because I wanted to continue reading. I went through a book series last year, which is not, a big accomplishment, but for me it was. It's been years since I've found a book series that I liked and devoured books. So I was pretty impressed with the fact that I'd read, I think I'm going to say about 12 books last year, which I know is not a lot for some people. They can do that in like a couple of weeks, but for me, it's a big achievement, having not sat and recreationally read, since like high school, I guess about high school. So I want to get back into my reading. I want to be able to sit and do some writing, some bullet journaling, some just mindfulness. So those are some of the routines I'm going to try to implement this week. I don't think I'm going to do the morning challenge this week, even though there's technically only 4 days this week. It's a short week at work, so I'm tempted to, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel once I finish kind of collecting myself for this week. But I had so much more to say, and I kind of lost my tangents when I filmed it the first time. But yeah, I'm going to work on my mindfulness, work on those manifestations of things, because I know that I need to make the time, because there's 24 hours in a day, and if Beyonce can do it, everyone can do it. I remember the Cup saying Beyonce has 24 hours in a day, or something funny with Beyonce, and having the same amount of time in a day as she does. So I'm really trying to use my time, because I enjoy when I get to have me time, and I can sit on my couch and crochet my blanket while watching YouTube, or I can peruse things, but I find that I squander time, and I really want to make a difference with that. And another thing that I squander time with is, I want to clean more, so that I don't, little more frequently, so that it's not like a daunting task every weekend. So my office, as I mentioned earlier, is now totally clean, totally thrilled for that. My living room, dining room is almost back to normal. My kitchen is clean, my bedroom's almost tidied, I just have some laundry to put away. So feeling pretty accomplished for today. I'm gonna leave it there. I do have I keep saying this, I have some fun videos, like they're in my head. I just need to, again, make the time to make them happen. So there will be a second video out this week. Hope you guys enjoy it. And in the meantime, don't forget, you can hit me up on Instagram. I'm on there the most frequently. I do have a Facebook page as well, but Instagram is where you're going to find me the most. So don't forget to go check that out, subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys next week. See ya!